Welcome to Robot Wars, the sixth wars and the second semi-final. 6 machines, only 2 go through to the grand final. Hypnodisc, the number 4 seed, will be fighting Tornado, the number 12 seeds. Can the cyclonic Tornado put the wind up one of Robot Wars finalists? It's push and shove against that spinning, slicing disc. Dominator 2's axe then meets the formidable Bigger Brother Flipper. Dominator have made their 3rd semi-final in a row. They're seeded 6. Bigger Brother, seeded number 2, were awesome in their heat and finished runners-up in the last series. Which weapon is the more powerful? Which team is the more astute? Then in a battle which promises to rock and roll, Terahertz look to spring another surprise against Spawn Again. The Terra team beat seeded Panic Attack to get this far. Will Spawn Again, the number 10 seeds, also be on the end of a hammering?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Master of Mayhem, Craig Charles.
Oh yes, Robot Wars, the 6th war is reaching its epic finale because tonight, the last 6 heat winners return for the 2nd of our series semi-finals. Already through to the grand final to be fought next time of Firestorm 4 and reigning champions Razor. So, there's tough competition ahead. But hey, I'm up for some serious fighting right here, right now. What about you? For the semi-finals, our robots face a grueling knockout competition. But in the end, only 2 can return for our grand final. Robot Wars, the Armageddon!
Craig, some of the hottest action we've ever seen on Robot Wars coming up. Chopping and bumping, dancing and prancing, piggybacks and dodgems, crash, smash, bash. It's red hot and totally uplifting. Great excitement out here for what should be a superb semi-final. Now, first of all, they'll meet in 3 head-to-head knockouts, and the 3 winners go through to round 2. Let's have a look at the draw then.
From Banbury in Oxfordshire, Hypnodisc.
Never failed to reach the grand final of Robot Wars, this.
We've never fought Tornado before. So, should be interesting. Very strong, powerful robot. I mean, if they get hold of us, they can push us all around the arena into house robots and things. So,
they could.
Gonna be a tough fight.
A massively destructive weapon capable of a single knockout blow, a 20-kilo disc running at 900 RPM with a hardened aluminium cover. But when it comes to push and shove, this could be in trouble.
From Sawtrey in Cambridgeshire, the number 12 seed, Tornado.
2nd time in a series semi-final, this can blow anything away.
What weapon?
It's a spinner.
Interchangeable weapons.
It's a spinner, the anti-spinner weapon.
Which is?
You haven't seen it yet.
Come on, tell me.
We've got to get it out of the truck.
Okay.
Fit it in a little while and you'll see it now.
Okay, all right.
A 4-wheel drive pusher with the interchangeable weapons bay, power, maneuverability, but there is an unreliable drivetrain.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the Hypnodisc team. Dave Rose, his brother Derek and dad Ken. And the Tornado boys, Andrew Marchant, David Gamble and Brian Moss. In the arena for the house robots, Dead Metal spinning madly with the claws. And there's Mr. Psycho, always ready to grumble and rumble. So Hypnodisc with a spinning blade, Tornado with the push. The winner automatically through to round 2. The loser will have another chance. The 3 losers go into a melee to claim a 2nd round place in this, the series 2nd semi-final. Hypnodisc backs away, comes slamming forward onto Tornado. with a slight bulldozer front blade. Tornado, interchangeable weaponry, don't forget. And Hypnodisc is in trouble on the arena sidewall. It is so destructive, but it has that Achilles heel, Hypnodisc. It can be pushed around, it can be bullied, and Tornado is doing all the bullying so far. One of the most persistent little dogged nuisances in that arena we have ever seen, Tornado. And Hypnodisc is in massive trouble here. Tornado once again is whipping up a storm. Ramming and ramming and ramming again. Hypnodisc tries to get away. Up to 10-mile-an-hour top speeds, both these machines evenly matched there. Hypnodisc slightly the heavier. Away now, onto the side angle grinder, wants to stay out of trouble. I think Tornado was trying, yes indeed, and succeeding to release the pit. Down goes the pit and descending. Tornado tries a mighty shove on Hypnodisc again. Brilliantly controlled Tornado. Andrew Martin, the captain, driving. David Gamble in control of the electronics. Brian Moss, the weaponry. Hypnodisc under the controls of Dave Rose, a mechanical engineer who loves his astronomy. But the stars here are favouring Tornado. I would have thought, oh, goodness me, they went too clear. Oh, goodness me, they went too near that yawning gap twice. Tornado, almost then, causing its own downfall. Some battle this. You never can know with Tornado, with that unreliable drivetrain, when it's going to back up, but it's in underneath Hypnodisc near the arena sidewall. Go on, shove it out. Hypnodisc, stay on in there though, and go on, give it a slice, which we know is twice as nice on Robot Wars from that mighty spinning disc. There you can see the Tornado boys all of a sudden concerned they can't get this over and done with. As they thought, you've just seen there Ken Rose, a retired engineer, loves his classic cars. Ken, he won't be happy that the Hypnodisc chassis is being sliced up by the angle grinders and bumped and bashed by Tornado. Comes in again. Seats is called, it goes to the judges. Well, what a dogged and determined battle that was. Who's going to be smiling after the judge's decision, Craig?
What an amazing fight! It's going to go to the judges. But I'm going to ask you, the audience, if you think Tornado won, make some noise! If you think Hypnodisc won, make some noise! Oh, audience, they've gone for Tornado. We'll have to wait for the judges, though. While they're making up their minds, let's look at the highlights.
Tornado pushing away on Hypnodisc. Key factor, good controlled aggression, good style. Hypnodisc taking punishment. Not too much damage though, but Hypnodisc stayed in there. Poor driving by Tornado there. Hypnodisc surviving. Oh, I can't call this one. Maybe Tornado, maybe.
The judges have unanimously decided that Tornado won! Turn up for the books. Guys, that puts you, it's not all doom and gloom, that puts you now in the loser's melee.
Yeah.
How did you think, what do you think about that fight though?
Well, we started off quite well, but we lost the disc about a minute into the battle.
Is that what the noise that was coming from the disc?
Yeah, that grinding.
Yeah.
That was the disc drive gears that must have moved out of mesh.
Because they hit you so hard and they hit you all the time. They keep coming back and back and back and back.
We were sort of a little bit on the run there. And,
yeah.
We were trying to get a bit of space to get the disc up to speed, but they didn't leave us alone, so...
No, they were like a terrier, weren't they?
Yeah.
All right, you might meet them again later on in the competition if you get through the melee. Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth seeds, Hypnodisc! Yes! Isn't it amazing?
We're so lucky there.
Why were you so lucky? I thought
We were expecting to come out in a bin bag.
Really?
Hypnodisc is such an awesome machine.
Yeah.
And
you're just lucky that the gears were broken on the disc.
very lucky, yes.
But you are so tenacious and it's so powerful, that robot. It just keeps
it's
coming
all
and
we can
coming
do.
and coming and coming.
Is to keep on top of them, keep the speed of that disc down.
Yeah.
And the lower the speed is, the lower the energy in the disc, the less damage we take.
Yeah.
So the more we keep the speed of the disc down, the safer we are.
I thought you might be going home in a plastic bag as well. But hey, you live to fight another day. Let's hear it. Team Tornado!
from Brighton, East Sussex, and the number 2 seed, Bigger Brother.
Runners-up last time, and it also has Little Joe and Ellie Watts.
Okay. Have you worked it out?
And we're against Dominator.
You're against Dominator. How do you feel about that? They've got quite a magnificent... Nervous.
Yeah.
They've got quite a magnificent axe, haven't they?
Yes.
We've seen it in action.
Virtually indestructible, they say, with the huge CO2 gas ram flipper. Good power and speed.
From Deal in Kent and number 6 seed, Dominator 2.
A third series semi-final for the Dominator team, but I've just been told they've heard who they're fighting and they don't fancy Bigger Brother.
That's going to be interesting. We might be flying later tonight.
But you're too weighty. Have you got any problems here?
No.
You're just testing and
just
doing
testing.
pretty things with fairy lights down there. What's that?
We're just doing some minor adjustments to the traction control, so...
Okay.
3.2mm titanium armour, fast at 20 miles an hour, the best axe around, they tell us. It acts as a stream-mech as well, but the target has to be right in front of them for that axe to work. Who's going to wait around?
Roboteers, stand by.
Bigger Brother team. Ian Watts, son Joe, daughter Ellie. Crowd love them. Dominator 2. Chris Hall on the right-hand side there at the controls, Paul Tolliday and Peter Halloway with him. In the arena for the House Robots, Sergeant Bash and Sir Killalot.
3, 2, 1, activate.
A classic axe meets flipper tale. Will it be a romantic ending? Down comes the axe of Dominator 2. Bigger Brother's armoury in the front is weaker than in previous series, but stronger around the back, and that flipper is so effective, and Dominator 2 is on its side. Now it can only effectively self-right if it uses the axe or gets a nudge from a helping friend. Bigger Brother turns friend. Dominator 2 becomes foe instantly, driving Bigger Brother into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, bossed by the House Robot. Bigger Brother back on the offensive. This is a very good battle developing here. Very even. Bigger Brother can't get the flipper in. Offensively, down comes the axe, but missing of Dominator 2. The judges will have taken note. There the flipper works of Bigger Brother. At the controls, Ian Watts driving, but Little Joe controls the flipper. He's 9. He loves his Harry Potter. He loves his computer games. He loves his Robot Wars. And there, Peter, Paul, and Chris Hall at the controls of Dominator 2. Down comes the axe onto the front lifter, the flipper of Bigger Brother, powered by CO2. Now we know that CO2 powered flippers have a shelf life. They can't go on throughout a battle or a heat, and Bigger Brother is in trouble from Sir Killalot. The rep bot looks on. Bigger Brother was absolutely awesome in its heat. Heat L, it beat Disco Inferno, the very last heat to make this to series semi-final. And Bigger Brother, for me, this would be an upset. I thought they beat Dominator 2, I must admit, but they've turned turtle. They'll self-right very quickly, so there is still enough CO2 in there. Ian Watts driving, a lecturer by trade. I'll tell you what, this has been a lesson he's learned from Dominator 2, and Bigger Brother is teetering on the edge of another CPZ, and the crumpling Sir Killalot comes out and tries to drive up and over Ellie Watts' Bigger Brother. Oh, goodness me, they know they're in trouble. Dominator 2, for me, has gone through. Well, they think so too. Oh dear.
Did you like that fight? Did you like that fight? A right Royal Rumble that. Far too close to call. Gonna have to go to the judges. While they're making up their minds, let's see the highlights.
For the fight, either gone Bigger Brother. Down came the axe of Dominator 2, and they were aggressive all the way through. Not too much damage caused. Style from Bigger Brother will have counted in its favour, and over went Dominator 2. So this was a good spell for Bigger Brother. But Dominator 2 forced their way on top with persistence, good aggression, and Bigger Brother got themselves trapped. And from then on, it was Dominator's fight for me. And you can see it written all over the Bigger Brother team faces there. They knew their machine was in peril.
The judges have made their decision based on style, control, damage, and aggression. Quite controversial, this. They've gone for Dominator 2! How are you, Ali? How do you feel?
Disappointing.
Was it disappointing, was it?
Yeah.
It's the look of the draw, though, isn't it? You know? You're not out yet, you know?
Yeah.
You've got the losers melee. Now, all the losers go into a melee, and the winner of that, they go through, so there's still hope. So, get down there and fix that robot.
I'll get my big hammer out then. Knock the holes out.
You're the second seeds, and we don't want to lose you. I tell you what, though, they did well, didn't they?
Very well. We lost our drive, but they were just keeping away from us.
But you were doing a lot of flipping. You flipped them quite a few times.
Yeah. Actually, they were driving rubbish.
A very graceful loser. Ladies and gentlemen, Bigger Brother! You were sweating there, weren't you, eh? I was winding you up.
And you done it well.
You thought there was going to be one of those judges' controversial decisions.
That would have been very controversial, yeah.
They're the second seeds, man.
Yeah.
You just whack them. If
so
you can
good.
beat Bigger Brother, you can beat anyone, can't you?
We're going to give it a best shot, yes.
Oh, do you think you're going to do it? Oh,
We've got to do it. We must do it. We must.
What about the quiet one at the end? Should we get a box for you next time?
I think you need one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dominator 2!
From East Tilbury in Essex, the number 10 seed, Spawn Again.
A fourth series semi-final in a row, but they've never gone further, and I gather they have troubles.
We've got major problems.
You got another one.
What's that?
You're up against Terahertz next. Men are allowed to cry.
We'll be fine, we'll be fine. If we can get it going, we'll be fine.
But what are those problems to the four-wheel drive, to the 1.4 kilowatt power, or perhaps to the 1,000 PSI gas-powered flipper?
From Oxford in Oxfordshire, Terahertz.
The only unseeded machine in the semi-final, but suspect in the past of flippers like Spawn Again's.
Yeah, flippers never like flippers. Flippers are always difficult.
That's a pretty formidable axe.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheer you up too much because they are very depressed actually. It's got quite a lot of work to do to it.
They have.
It's not working very well.
Yeah, but they are very good robot too.
They are a very good robot.
Polycarbonate. It has the most powerful action robot wars, they say. Double-headed, highly aggressive, strong armor, hyperactive, but it has unpredictable spasms. Don't we all, dear?
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the two teams. Spawn Again. Darren Hayden-Ball on the left, Luke Jackman on the right. And the Terahertz boys, John Reed there on the right-hand side, Dominic Parkinson on the left at the controls of the weapons. In the arena for the house robots, once again, is Mr. Psycho with a huge hammer and the claws. And Dead Metal with the serrated saw, scorpion pincers. Quick mention as Spawn Again prepares to take a bit of a blow from Terahertz, but Graham Warner couldn't be here, but he's done such a lot of work behind the scenes over the past few months for the Spawn Again boys. Down comes the double-headed axe blade of Terahertz. Brilliant in qualifying against Panic Attack. Knocking out the 8th seeds. There, John Reed at the controls of Terahertz. Jumping and leaping like a flea out there to worry and nibble away at Spawn Again. Look at the damage caused to Spawn Again's CO2 flipper. You're talking a metre long, that flipper. But I don't know whether it can work here or whether or not it's taken too much of a bashing. Spawn Again. And is this going to be another surprise? The number 10 seeds are being beaten by this tenacious little unseeded Terahertz. Spawn Again in the clutches of Dead Metal. And I think that repeated axe blow technique of Terahertz once again has caused immeasurable damage. Spawn again simply never got going. They're not out of Robot Wars yet. They will go into the losers melee. I'm sure. Terahertz look tremendously confident. We know them from the past, of course, in Robot Wars, but they've never been beyond the heats, either with their previous incarnation as Kilohertz or now as Terahertz. They will march on, though, and it's Spawn again, destined for the losers melee. And now, of course, the house robots can come in and have a little bit of fun, because Spawn again ended up in their clutches. Metal crumpled. And like an autumn leaf, Spawn again is lifted and raised, only to drop in dastardly style onto that arena floor. Mr. Ugly is Mr. Psycho, of course. Mr. Gruesome is Mr. Psycho. Mr. Merciless is Mr. Psycho. Imagine him as your uncle. Imagine him as your teacher. Imagine him as the boy next door, Mr. Psycho. Terahertz, well done.
Spawn again, splattered and absolutely battered by the pulverizing power of Terahertz! You were ranked 10th seed.
Yeah.
One of the 10 best robots in the UK.
Yeah.
Not anymore, you're not.
No. That was just too good for us this time.
They battered you.
I know. We was enjoying it as well, but we lost control and that was it. It was all over.
That axe comes down so ferociously and so quickly. It's just so repetitive.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get some aspirin. I've got a splitting headache now.
I bet you have. And you know, it's not going to get any better for you.
No.
Because you're in the melee, the losers melee, with Bigger Brother and Hypnodisc.
Oh, yeah, that's no problem.
Are you feeling confident? I mean, do you think you can take Bigger Brother and Hypnodisc?
We could take a good bearing, yeah.
Something tells me that that's what you're going to take.
Yeah.
But you're good sports.
Yeah, it'll be good fun.
You're good sports, you take it very well. You're game for a laugh as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Spawn again! So you just beat up the 10th seeds then?
We're still here. I don't believe it.
You pulverised them.
Yeah, that was another good... Fortunately, we just managed to get under their front. We were worried they were going to get under us and we were going to be out of there.
What happened when you did that kind of weird spinning top thing?
She's got to have a mind of her own, really. I mean, she started to do a victory dance halfway through. Nothing to do with me, I don't know.
Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terahertz!
So there we have confirmation. Terahertz, Dominator 2 and Tornado clean through to round 2. But Craig, that's not the complete story.
So, 3 robots go through, but we need 4 for the next round, which is why I'm throwing all of our losers into the war zone together for a right royal mashup. Whoever survives gets a lifeline. But hey, the help stops here.
Now, I've been looking at this in my spare time. Come and have a look. There's cracks there. There were some other cracks up there. There's been bits. And you two have been working every hour you've got to fix the motors, haven't you?
Yep.
How's it going to be in this losers melee then?
It might run, but it might fall a bit. But it's going against Hypnodisc, so either way, we either trash it ourselves or it gets trashed. But
then the thing is, there's also Bigger Brother.
Yeah.
Which worries you most?
Hypnodisc.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Bigger Brother, at the end of the day, the worst that happens, we'll be out the arena. Hypnodisc will be swept out the arena.
You're frightened of the carnage, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I know Spawn again are worried about you. You worried about them?
Oh, we're worried about any robot with a flipper, you know.
Yeah.
But we got the self-righting arm, so we should be
Is
okay.
the self-righting arm actually working? Because we haven't really seen that in action yet, have we?
Not yet, no, but we have tested it very recently, and it's pretty quick.
It's meant to be working then.
No, it is working.
The bigger brother team. There's another one. It's Meg. Hello, how are you?
All right.
You all right? Are you feeling nervous, Ellie?
Very.
Very. Joe, you're in charge of the flipper, as we know. Who are you most worried about? Is it Hypnodisc or Spawn Again?
Hypnodisc.
Why?
Well, he thrashed us last time we met, and we only won because we got him into the pit.
Hypnodisc.
So can the Rose boys, Dave, Derek and Ken, fulfill their motto? Spin to win.
Bigger brother.
Beat Hypnodisc in the grand final eliminator, as we've heard. Lost to Razor in the grand final ultimate test.
Spawn Again.
Knows what it's like to go into a loser's melee in a semi-final. Lost to S3 in the Fifth Wars. They're the bigger brother team on the left-hand side, and Spawn Again on the right. Darren Haydenborn and Luke Chapman.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, we like to keep him in there, is Mr. Psycho and Sir Killalot, the two heavyweights. 3, 2, 1. 3 robots. Only one survives this loser's melee, while Spawn Again are quickly into the action, so maybe they've made repairs. And once again, they're trying to eliminate Hypnodisc, the two flippers ganging up on the Rose boys here. Now let's see if that Rose family team has a little bit of a thorny attitude to come back. A bigger brother and Spawn Again. Spinning away Hypnodisc, bashing and crashing, and I wonder if they've just knocked themselves into submission there. Hypnodisc, yeah, you've just seen there the sign of reluctant submission. As they smashed against the arena sidewalls, something went in the controls, and they are out, Hypnodisc. They are immobile. Only one of these two will survive now. Bigger brother and Spawn Again. Hypnodisc, you've gone. Go on, Sir Killalot, toss them out, do something with them, nasty, awful. So strong in previous Robot Wars, they'll have to make modifications on Hypnodisc. Ooh, now what's happened there to Bigger Brother and Spawn Again? They're wedged together, piggyback style. Bigger Brother in underneath there. The flipper of Spawn Again, we're seeing Hypnodisc being officially counted out by the ref bot. Spawn Again is still moving. Bigger Brother has activated the pit release, and Spawn Again got a flip in. Bigger Brother is reeling. Spawn Again in flipping. Have they jarred the mechanism, that 1 meter long flipper wide open? If so, Bigger Brother can take advantage and does. And Spawn Again are teetering on the edge of oblivion. The Hypnodisc boys cheer, but the biggest cheer is for the Bigger Brother team. They go through, and we'll say bye-bye to Spawn Again. Bigger Brother 12s into night, and they continue through to meet Terahertz in round 2 of this semi-final. What's going to happen to Hypnodisc? Pit, 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 they cry. Hey! Bashing and a crashing, and down they come. Almost a nod of approval there, as if to say, well, we know that our machine has run its course and we need to make huge changes to Hypnodisc, a brave battler of yore.
Spawn Again, the 10 seeds out in the losers melee. Hypnodisc, the 4th seeds out of the losers melee. Bigger Brother, the robot with the little people, in through the back door. Bigger Brother, they go through!
Are you gutted? Let's have a look.
No, we were actually quite pleased.
Why?
Well, because we had a big part of taking out Hypnodisc and almost put Bigger Brother out the arena as well.
You did really well.
It was only we lost drive where we had this damage. It's actually damaged the gearbox and we lost forward drive, so once I'd got Bigger Brother I couldn't actually go back in on him again.
And the scars look like Hypnodisc scars?
Yeah, well, apart from the slice, most of this damage is Hypnodisc, but to be honest, it didn't do too bad up against him. I was quite surprised.
Now, what have you got to say to this? You told me you were going to win that.
Well, I thought we were going to win, and we started off pretty good. But when we hit spawn again, we bounced off him at such a race and hit that wall, damaged the wall, and that was when the damage was done. Whatever
we
damage
really
it
only
is.
had a couple of minutes of the carnage that we know you're capable of.
I would like to have had the 5 minutes, even lost with the 5 minutes, but it's a bit much when you come out after a minute or a minute and a half,
It's
2
really
minutes.
frustrating.
The audience don't like it either, do they?
No. Are you going to straight back now to the pits and try and work out what it was that shook loose, or are you just going home?
No, we're going to go and find out what it is. We can't wait to see, really.
I hope we see them again, the Hypnodisc boys. Confirmation, the losers melee won by Bigger Brother. They will now fight Terahertz, but coming next, Tornado against Dominator 2.
So, 4 robots survive, but only 2 can go through to our grand final next time. Winners take all. Losers get mauled.
Right, hear no evil, speak no evil. What's the other one?
I'm plain evil.
Plain evil. I like that. You see a man who can ad-lib as well. Great. How do you feel about the upcoming bout?
Really good. It's going to be good fun.
Hey, I mean, them against Hypnodisc.
That was impressive. Yeah.
That was so impressive. They didn't have a moment to breathe. I'm talking about the Hypnodisc team.
Yeah, that's right.
What if they do that to you? Are you prepared for that?
Oh yeah, we just stick the axe in them, not slow them down.
But you wouldn't have had time to stick the axe in.
But if they're ramming us, they're going to meet us straight on, the axe. Straight in.
Well, if they come in on the side or the back?
They won't get a chance. Nah, we'll have a laugh, whatever we do.
Now we're coming to the truth of it.
Yeah.
It's not really as confident as it makes out. Where are they? Where are the opposition? The Team Tornado is who we're talking about here. And I've just had words with them.
Are they, Philippa?
They are worried.
Who are?
They are. Your Dominator 2, your opposition for the
So
next
that's who we're
round.
fighting?
That's who you're fighting. How do you feel?
Should be good.
Are you going to go in there with the same tactics as you adopted for Hypnodisc? Because it did work.
I think for Dominator, the scoop would be a good idea. We can...
So that's the weapon?
Yeah, we hopefully be able to get underneath Dominator and push them around and maybe put them down the pit or something.
What about the driving? I mean, last time you were in there like a fury. It was like a tornado. Can you do that again? Will you do that again?
We'll try.
The number 6 seed, Dominator 2.
The Axe Men cometh. On the left-hand side, Chris Hall, Peter Halloway, Paul Tolliday.
The number 12 seed, Tornado.
The storm into the arena floor. Andrew Marchant, David Gamble and Brian Moss. Andrew on the left.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots is Growler, Mr. Psycho's pet, and
3,
Matilda.
2,
Pet to us all,
1.
I like to think.
Activate.
And away we go. This for a place in the grand final. It's as simple as that. Axe against the push and shove of Tornado. Dominator 2 slams down that mighty Axe. Tornado 2, look at it though, already. What great pushing power that little 98 kilos machine seems to have. Little it's Lionhearted. Tornado away once again. Reached the series semi-final of Robot Wars, the 4th Wars, and lost to Chaos 2. The pit release button is activated. Which of these machines has a short shelf life left in Robot Wars? Dominator 2 is on the end of a tornado push. Matilda awaits. Dominator 2 is teaching. Oh, goodness me, I thought Tornado was going to go straight down the pit, but Dominator 2 ends up in there instead. Oh, dear. They look absolutely shattered, and why not? I thought here, Tornado was going to go straight down. They landed right on the edge, and Dominator 2 drove themselves in. Fantastic stuff. The sparks flew. They bounced. just on the right side of the pit, but Dominator 2 didn't. Over in a trice, but wasn't it worth it?
Close your eyes and you would have missed it. Dominator 2 in the pits. Tornado, they go breezing through.
What happened? Just lost it in the corner, drove in. Well, just couldn't control it.
You got your action about once.
Yeah.
He's a very fast robot.
Yeah.
Every time he's gone.
Yeah.
And then, but you drove him onto Matilda's disc, and he flew in the air. And I thought, that's it, Dominator 2 have got it.
That's
and
what
you do? You just reverse straight into the pit.
Yeah, so it went a bit wrong, didn't it?
It went pants. It went pants. You're the 6th seed. They're the 12th seed.
I know.
I tell you what, they're making a mockery of their seeding, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a good robot. Very good robot.
Are you disappointed?
Yeah, of course.
You thought it was going to be your year a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, we were hoping.
Yeah, we were hoping to go through.
Yeah.
Unlucky guys. You've been great competitors.
Thank
You
you.
love having you on Robot Wars. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it. Dominator 2! Good guys. Yes!
What do you think of that then?
The way you flew in the air. I
Take flying lessons.
thought it was all over. I thought your robot should get a parachute. It's a tough robot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Taking out the 6 seeds, you took out the 4th seeds. Hey, you show no respect for anyone, are you?
Absolutely.
Are you going all the way? You had a brilliant extreme.
We're going to give it a damn good try.
Hey, the 6 wars might be when you guys come of age. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Team Tornado!
We know that Firestorm and Razor are already through to the grand final. Now Tornado join them. Who will be the last competitor? Bigger Brother or Terahertz?
Terahertz.
They've done brilliantly to get this far. Driving John Reed in the centre there. Dominic Parkinson on the right at the weapons control.
Number 2 seed, Bigger Brother.
And the crowd pleasers, the Watts family. Bigger Brother represented by Ian there on the right, Joe in the middle and Ellie on the left. They've grown up with Robot Wars. Grown up, only tiddlers still.
Roboteers, stand by.
In the arena for the house robots, the mighty Shunt with the double bulldozer blades and Sergeant Bash, the flame, the pincers. The attitude, really. The last place in the grand final is up for grabs. Down comes the axe of Terahertz. Will the unseeded Terahertz make it through? Or will Bigger Brother, seeded number 2 for Robot Wars, the 6th Wars, survive at the moment? It's Terahertz on top and driving on there. Brilliant attack from Terahertz. The improved weaponry has made such a difference, and Bigger Brother is rocking and reeling. Well, what's happened to Terahertz now? Is it mobile? Is Bigger Brother mobile? Well, oh no, says little Joe. Something's happened. He tries to get the controls out of Dad Ian's hands. Bigger Brother is in massive peril here. They're in all sorts of trouble. Terahertz drives on. This could be a mighty upset, and they've got it going again. They've got it going again, Bigger Brother. Oh, they're like living on the edge, don't they? They've come through this far through the losers' melee. They're now in a CPZ, and Terahertz are still on top. But both are in the CPZ, so the house robots can come in. Shunt with the axe, Sergeant Bash with the flame. Bigger Brother is now cornered, literally, and surely seconds away from oblivion. Terahertz, all you've got to do is stay out of trouble. Don't try and put the icing on the cake, Terahertz. They've depressed the pit release button. They need to stay away from trouble because we know Bigger Brother. Oh, look at the faces. They're being counted out, Bigger Brother. Tears at the end of it all. For the runners-up in the last series, Bigger Brother go no more. Terahertz unseeded through to the grand final. What happened? Hats off to Terahertz. They have axed the number 2 seeds. All that's left. The last rites for a terrific machine that had its problem against Dominator 2 in the very first round of this semi-final and never recovered. Improved bigger brother, but not good enough. The floor flipper rolls it into submission. Was it a control problem all along for bigger brother? We'll have to wait and see. I didn't expect to see this, I'll tell you. Bigger brother in the pit. Came into this semi-final looking so strong. It was Terahertz stronger.
Cease.
What a turn-up for the Bucks! Bigger brother, the second seed, the beaten finalists in the last war, pulverised by Terahertz! Terahertz, they go through! Joe, you made the final last time. You haven't quite made it this time. What went wrong for you there? What do you think?
A power failure.
You were just completely immobilised, weren't you?
Yes.
You came out, you tried to flip him, but it looked like you couldn't. His axe is so quick. Every time you tried to flip, his axe was coming down, and there was like a stalemate there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know. Ellie's a bit too upset to talk to me, aren't you, Ellie? It's okay, don't you worry.
Oh, elephant.
Don't you worry. What went wrong?
I haven't a clue. We had a complete power failure. Something's fallen off. The beating rattled something loose. So when we find out what's fallen off, we'll nail it down tighter.
Well, the kids are gutted, but it's,
Yeah,
we know
right.
we love to have you on Robot Wars.
Thanks,
and
mate. We'll be back, don't you worry.
Yeah,
you won't get rid of us that easily.
We don't want to get rid of you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Bigger Brother!
They've got me crying anyway.
You know? You're an unseeded robot. You've just taken out the second seeds.
It was very unfair that we were unseeded, you see now.
Because your robot has been absolutely useless for 4 years, that's why. And all of a sudden, there's like a major leap of evolution.
We're suddenly woken up.
And it's an amazing robot now. It's awesome.
I can't believe we're here.
It's great to see, sort of a new robot come up, and well, it's not a new robot, but see a robot improve so much.
Yeah.
It's like it's there. It's in the final.
I can't believe we're here.
Every chance of victory. Ladies and gentlemen, please go ballistic for Terahertz! Well, Terahertz are close to getting their paws on the UK Championship of Robot Wars. Bye-bye.
How unique you are next on Challenge. Do you know the stuff that others don't in Pointless? Next on Pick, they're chomping around at the Monkey World 8 Rescue Centre, the new monkey business.
So the grand final lineup, reigning champions Razor, number 3 seeds Firestorm, number 12 seeds Tornado, and the surprise package. Can Terahertz do it?